the announcement from the World Health Organization about Disease X. I know you covered it and you talked about it before, but I've done a little bit more research and talked to some scientists that are involved and talked to some individuals that are privy to that. And the World Health Organization is getting ready for, this is the first time that I think that I can ever remember that the CDC or the World Health Organization has actually come out and said, prepare for an unknown disease.
Dr. Group's here to talk about Disease X. They're saying it could wipe out humanity. Why is the UN pushing that out of Basel, Switzerland right now? We're going to tie it into the Globalist, all moving to armored underground redoubts in New Zealand, Kauai, Hawaii, Tasmania, Australia, and other areas. And how that ties into DC officials' flock to doomsday camps. What do they know that we don't know? And Dr. Group can't get into this on air. I've known what he's been doing for several years. There's fellowships. There are fellowships out there where you can go to elite universities and elite organizations if you get accepted to it, and different schools. We'll leave it at that. And they do this. These universities have different business leaders and others kind of where they can propagandize them. And you can also get a lot of connections. And you didn't want to get into a lot of this. You really don't want to get into it because you haven't completed it yet. But you were telling me just how this confirms so much, and the infertility, and how they're controlling the billionaires, and how they're intimidating them, and how really it is a tiny cabal at the top, about 20 people that, met with the Rockefellers at Einstein University just a few years ago, Oprah Winfrey being the only black person ever allowed into it. I mean, this is a very small cabal, and you were talking about people all over the world you met with, but only a few other Texans that, it was strangely enough, that even understood what was going on. Pretty amazing. So I got to shut up in the next hour so we can get into your news, take some calls, because you've got quite a plate of critical information. Dr. Edward Group joining us. Good to have you here, my friend.
Good to be here. Good to be here. Yes, I have been constantly traveling, constantly doing a lot of research, constantly talking to people and looking at, our job is really to educate people and to predict what's going to happen in the future. If we know the root cause and if we can kind of see what they're doing and what's going on and what to prepare for, then obviously we can take the necessary steps for prevention. And yeah, I am a part of different types of learning areas because I like to see, and I like to see what's being taught. And I have been part of evaluating and researching the current school systems from preschool all the way through college educational systems. That's a whole nother subject to talk about how the history books are being changed and how people are being manipulated to believe in certain things, and religion is taken out, and all of these other factors, as well as not teaching people about their body, not teaching people about how to stay healthy. And Alex, we've been talking about it for a long time, is how many people are really in control of the depopulation agenda, of the brainwashing agendas of society, the control, and everything from fluoride to phthalates and all of the infertility that's happening, which another topic I want to talk about today is the infertility or Operation Sterility, Operation Spermageddon, whatever you want to call it.
Which is an absolute, total admitted fact.
It is a fact, and in research I'm going to share with you guys today will confirm that, and why people really need to start thinking hard about taking care of their bodies and increasing and balancing their hormone levels. But I realized for the first time talking to these multi-billionaires and individuals and millionaires from around the world, just how far it goes with the manipulation and the mind control and the amount of information that they don't know. And I know now that we think that the attack is on the people, but I know especially your listeners and most people out there that are online and reading this information actually know more. I used to think that maybe all the millionaires and the billionaires and all those people actually knew about what was going on, and they might have had protection. But I'm like 99% positive now that they don't. As a matter of fact.
Well, that's why they're getting scared. Look, the globalists, even at the highest levels, know this is super dangerous. And they're the ones all digging in. Their takeover system is a collapse, is a calamity. So now even the higher level people that aren't in command but are very high level, they are scared to death right now.
the high-level command people are scared to death, but I tell you what, there's even a harder attack on the wealthy. You think that that's not the case, but it actually is. I mean, they're CNN watchers, they're New York Times, all of the media and all of the stuff that is in their environment is extremely far left. And to the
They're in bubbles.
To the point where you couldn't even mention anything as simple as maybe gluten being bad or fluoride or any chemicals or anything. I mean, they're like really.
Even though Harvard put out the study 5 years ago with 20+ studies that it causes brain damage, bone cancer, everything. It doesn't even matter when the universities themselves admit it. You still don't talk about it.
No, and very ingrained and on multiple pharmaceutical medications and things like that. I mean, it was pretty shocking and pretty amazing for me to actually witness that. And but moving forward into what I think is one of the things that is two things today that I'd like to talk about that I think people need to be aware of. One is the announcement from the World Health Organization about Disease X. I know you covered it and you talked about it before, but I've done a little bit more research and talked to some scientists that are involved and talked to some individuals that are privy to that. And the World Health Organization is getting ready for, this is the first time that I think that I can ever remember that the CDC or the World Health Organization has actually come out and said, prepare for an unknown disease that could be something that could be an epidemic that could wipe out millions and millions and millions of people. And I'm not saying this.
Well, the actual statement was wipe out humanity.
Yeah, wipe out humanity. There are a few different things right now that are happening, and a few different diseases that they're trying to get under control right now.
And you're also pointing out, I haven't gotten the flu in like 10 years or something. Record levels of people that don't get the flu got it.
Yes, and I was looking into that because I ended up getting it as well. Not that bad, but I ended up getting a sore throat. And people that I know in the natural health industry that have not gotten sick or not gotten the cold, not gotten the flu, and individuals that have been healthy have not gotten the flu, have all gotten it 1, 2, and possibly 3 times this year. So from talking to those individuals, from talking to the people with that are creating the link between the flu shot this year, the multiple hexavalent flu shots, there are mutations happening, and maybe that's what's contributing to this mysterious disease X that the World Health Organization is predicting. But
we know vaccines are incubators for mutation.
Yes, and they're using 4, 5, 6 different types of viral strains. They're using the SARS viruses. They're using the MRSA. They're using all different types of viruses, different strains of influenza, the swine flu. When you mix a swine flu virus with, let's say, different types of adenoviruses,
it allows it to jump species.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, that's what the report said. They said all the GMO, all the engineering, all the animals and humans living in close proximity, zoologically, it's all jumping. And so they're already seeing all these souped-up bacteria, souped-up viruses. We're going to go to break, come back, and talk about all this. And ladies and gentlemen, the globalists are heading for the hills. They're digging in while saying, oh, the great culling's coming. It'll be better for the earth. Before we go to break, we've got some of the great products that Dr. Group's developed, like Super Male Vitality, that is still listeners' favorite because it's cold pressed.
Super female and super male.
And that's all 25% off right now at InfoWarsStore.com. Back in stock. It takes a lot of money to fund this operation. And this is a great product. Take it under the tongue. People love it. We also have the Secret 12 that even BuzzFeed tested and said is the strongest, best vitamin B12 out there. And it was kind of a backhanded compliment. They said, this is actually the best one that the California lab tested. And Jones's is pure, but whatever. And then it was, of course, yours that we're private labeling. so it's hilarious. There you go. Yeah, they tested over 100 and found ours is the best. They just said ours is pure and good and everything, but this other one's better, not knowing it was Groups. Very, very funny. So Secret 12, that's 25% off, InfoWarsLife.com. Lung Cleanse is great, a bunch of concentrated essential oils, great for your throat. We also have the new Super Blue Silver Immune Gargle Spray Bottle. that has the colloidal silver and also has the iodine and more in it. And that's only $9.95. Those are together 38% off. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or 888-253-3139. And Myco ZX now stronger and a lower price to flush out the mold, the yeast, the candida, all that. InfoWarsStore.com. And again, they're trying to shut us down. I'm not going to whine and complain about it. I mean, we're over the target. I want to win. I want humanity to make it. But these globalists want to try to intimidate us. They want to intimidate our American spirit, our Texas spirit. But they haven't done that to you, and you keep supporting us on our local stations. We've gotten over 20 new radio affiliates the last month. We're getting new TV stations every day. And we're talking basic channels like Channel 9 in Houston, 24 hours a day, InfoWars. This is massive. So spread the word, get around the censors, Infowars.com, Newswars.com. We'll be back with Dr. Edward Group with amazing, critical research, and we'll open the phones up. Stay with us.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
He goes to jail. He goes to jail. Lock him up.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Who are you, little fella? Come to show him where I am. Not nice.
Thought you couldn't hair press on nails because of all the active things you do? Recolored in 7 luscious hues. Just...
Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. These signals being sent through...
There is a war on for your mind. Our signal has reached more than 2 billion people. But the enemy is now aware of the fact that we've broken through and are moving to block us on every front. The only way you're going to be able to see our videos and articles is to visit Infowars.com itself and hand share the videos and articles to everyone you know. The signal is getting through and is exposing and defeating the globalist when we're able to get it through. But they're admittedly expanding their operations to suppress us, so only you can boost the signal. Only you can defeat the globalist. We're in this together. I salute you for your work, and I ask all of you to redouble your efforts.
There is a signal broadcast every second of every day through our television sets.
I'm just trying to warn you folks, the television is a giant LED weapon system. It's so advanced.
Shows it to him, comes right back, go one way and come back in the other and get in the air. His hometown, northwest of Belgrade. And tonight, their family, his family, is watching in the living room at home. And one of the great new technologies that we have here at ESPN is that we can look at you in your house through your TV.
You know what? You got a little courage. Stand up for yourself.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones coming to you live from the front lines of the Info War.
It's been sold out for months, and now it's back. It's Myco ZX Plus. Lower price, more ingredients, because we scaled up, signed a year contract with an even bigger organic manufacturer and producer. Scalability. But now we're able to go at 50% off to $27 instead of $39, 50% off. Because there's a lot of product and a lot of ingredient in Myco ZX. Now, it's the other side of the equation. Everybody thinks about probiotics and how great they are for your gut because of toxins in the environment, pesticides, herbicides, but more importantly than bad bacteria that probiotics help displace, yeast mold creates slime walls. And once the candida and the yeast and the mold and all that get in there, it causes all sorts of serious issues. Well, this has got a bunch of concentrated herbs in it and compounds known to destroy that slime wall. Don't wait to start detoxifying your body until it's too late. Pick up a bottle of the new and improved Myco ZX Plus now from the InfoWars store.